With the threat of mass shootings that seemingly occur at an alarming rate, the question must be asked, what if an unfortunate event were to happen on a college campus such as East Carolina University? ECU NRA President Giovanni Triana says that mass shootings have multiple definitions, but says most people are scared of what he says the media sensationalizes.
A trend that we've been seeing in Colorado. It's a trend that we've been seeing in Florida and California, right? These mass shootings that spark on the web, they go viral, and by the 10th one, everyone's desensitized to them.
Triana says the ECU NRA takes many precautions when new members want to join. Triana says the goal is to teach others gun safety and for them to express their Second Amendment rights.
Gun safety is that if you do not pass one of our tests by our risk management chair who puts them together, you're not allowed to step foot in the range, you're not allowed to step foot on the farm to go shooting, and we take that very seriously because guns are very dangerous.
ECU Campus Living Department has a very strict policy for weapons on campus. Campus Living head Aaron Lucier says that there's a zero tolerance for weapons of any kind.
First thing, we don't allow them, so that's the top level. So putting a ban across the board allows us to, when we see weapons, it's not a question of does that person have permission or not have permission, it just doesn't belong here.
Lucier says safety for students starts with the residence halls.
All of the residence halls are locked 24 hours a day, so that's the first level.
Campus Living has a partnership with ECUPD, and Lieutenant Chris Sutton says ECUPD does everything it can to ensure the safety for people on campus.
We train our officers every year, multiple times a year when possible, on what our response would be for an active shooter or a threat on campus.
Lucier and Sutton say activities are done to help faculty keep others safe.
And sometimes we have everyone come together and we may do a tabletop exercise where we have different injects that we discuss through the course of a different or certain type of incident.
Lucier says in case of a threat, students should follow these steps.
A shooter or somebody with a weapon enters the space that you're feeling safe in and suddenly becomes unsafe and you can't run again, you fight.
ECU NRA also helps students who want to be proficient marksmen in other ways than just safety.
Every week we gather and talk about relevant issues like legislation going through the North Carolina Assembly, like U.S. legislation going through the Senate in regards to bump stocks, and we keep our members informed.
Ultimately, Lucier says campus living depends on the first responders on instructions to keep students safe.
Part of our plan is responding as the police would like us to do. So we're going to take directions from the police department because, like I said, building a plan that is exact to a scenario that occurred, you can't do that.
Angel De Jesus, Pirate News.